Another day, another disaster in the esports industry. Today, we have to mourn the loss of an esports icon, someone whose passion for the industry as well as their non-stop involvement in the space is something that's very powerful and special, something I think we can all learn from. I'm talking, of course, about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, as you know, is one of the founding fathers of FaZe. He's been with the company for about a year now, and honestly, it's probably what he's most known for now. Aside from all of the other success he's had in his career, and bad decisions go together like spaghetti and meatballs. And it brings me no joy to keep talking about Twitter continuously getting worse with more and more embarrassing changes that keep hitting the platform. I would love to be talking about it getting better, right? Talking about like, oh man, Twitter's introducing an amazing change and people are, pumping their fists in celebration. But that is just not the... I've set the t-shirt to dark mode, which means it's time to go full throttle into the danger zone. No more granny shifting. We're gonna talk about a controversial topic. Fansly advertisements. Yeah, I've set the t-shirt to dark mode. A lot of bad products on my channel over the years. I'm very fascinated by these horrible ideas that actually get made and then have a colossal failure. And I did April 1st, but I'm not fooling. The title is not a joke. I talked to Sneeko. And I gotta be honest, I had butterflies in my tummy. I was more excited to talk to him than I would be to talk to Santa Claus. Now, I know this will be coming as a shock to a lot of you, a bit of a jump scare, so I hope you're sitting down so it doesn't knock you off your feet. Sneeko and I have not been on the best of terms recently. We've tried our best to keep it a secret and handle it behind closed doors, but unfortunately, it's bled into the public eye, and you know what? By golly, I'll say it with my whole chest for all to hear. We just haven't liked each other. We haven't seen eye to eye on many things, so our internet beef has become this fine Wagyu steak. It's been this very tasty, juicy bit of drama between the two of us, and today, Monster Energy files lawsuit against indie game over title. Monster Energy has filed a lawsuit against the indie game Dark Deception Monsters and Mortals. This time the company claimed the developer Glowstick Entertainment broke crime boss Rockhay City just came out and it's absolutely atrocious. Let me take a peek. Oh! Welcome to the future. Things are getting pretty intense when it comes to gaming in the current generation and next generation as well. I'm sure all of you have been seeing a lot of these projects that are popping up now using a video today that made me emotional. It's a couple giving their wedding vows, and it's not often I'll see a video like this and just be moved to tears, but this one was really pulling on the heartstrings, and well, I just thought it was an important video to showcase here to prove that true love does still exist. I know there's some of you out there that have stopped believing in love, but this one might reignite your faith. This is two hearts coming together like magnets and forming an unbreakable covalent bond. A James Bond. Then ago I made a video talking about Nintendo being an evil, soulless corporation as well as out-of-touch, archaic, and just downright goofy for the way that they treat online problem that we need to discuss briefly. So please step into my office and close the door behind you and get a bucket out for puking. It's about to get gross. Disney, a name I'm sure you're all familiar with. Champions, I hope you all had a wonderful snooze last night with beautiful dreams. There's a few things I want to talk about today, so let's just get right into it. Many of you may have noticed I made a beer tier list a few days ago. The video is a banger, but it also was a cause for concern for quite a few people. I believe it may have triggered a protective motherly instinct in some of you. I saw quite a large handful of people that were worried I may have fallen off the wagon and you wanted me to just once again latch back onto your bosom safe. Week, the beautiful city of Tampa was visited by someone very special. And it wasn't Santa Claus, it was someone far more important and more well-known. Taylor Swift. Tampa got taken over by the Swifties, and last week, the beautiful city of Tampa was visited by someone very special. And it wasn't Santa Claus, it was someone far more important and more well-known. Taylor Swift. Talking about a serious topic that I'm shocked hasn't become a bigger story. Right now, the only YouTuber that's covered it is Some Ordinary Gamers, Mudahar. Shout out to Mudahar, he's a sweet, special little angel, a butterfly with a heart of gold, and he's been standard YouTuber cliche fashion. This isn't a video I wanted to make, and I actually don't even know how to really begin it. I just have this whirlwind of emotions stirring inside of me like a tornado of pain and agony. 2 days ago, in standard YouTuber cliche fashion, this isn't a video involved in my biggest scandal yet, and I want to immediately just start trying to pour water on the flames here, so put your pitchforks down and let me explain. Just Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at Dead Island 2. Today we were blessed with one of the most recklessly stupid things I've ever seen broadcast on Twitch. It had all of the perfect ingredients for a beautiful fairy tale. You know, I like to collect shiny trading cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. There's just something about a holographic card that just activates all the neurons in my tiny little primitive smooth brain to talk about a problem that not many people are aware of. I was also one of those people left in the dark. Ignorance was blissful until I learned the truth about an issue not often. Did you see the drama about a Boston Marathon runner shitting in a dude's yard? The dude complained on Reddit, and then the Boston subreddit
Good clap. What are you doing?
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at the Super... So, a lot of you already know, they did try to make a Mario Bros. Movie in the 90s, often talked about, but I think it's something important to finally shine a light on some heroes in the YouTube community. The pranksters. It's a very dangerous occupation. In fact, there's already been 2 pranksters that have died. It's wild and sad to me that we live in a time where no matter how vile the actions that you witness are, there will be people that will fight to defend them, as if their life depends on it. And these aren't actions that have any justifiable explanation. Just a question I'm sure you've all heard before. It's about the journey, not the destination. And that couldn't be more true. In fact, the destination is the saddest part of the whole adventure when it comes to watching all of the Twilight movies. Finishing them, tickling girls. I'm not even gonna scroll over that one. Ah, here's Demonologist.
Oh, there's so many. There are so many.
Good
Nice.
pick.
Got
Oh,
him.
shit.
Oh,
Did you see that shot?
Last one's door. Last one's door.
Oh no, it wasn't. But it's still a big shot.
This is still messed up, so it's going to sound like I'm going through puberty a few times throughout this video, and that's just the way it's gonna be. I'm gonna state something obvious now. Everyone finds different things fun. That's a core component to remember about life. I feel like in the age of Twitter, that's what I want to talk about today that I've discussed on stream quite a bit, but I feel like it warrants its own video in order to dive deeper into the meat of the subject. And that's police chases. I'm sure most of you have realized police chases have been There's something I want to talk about today that I've discussed on stream quite a bit. Wild year for the WWE and really wrestling as a whole. If you don't know, they've recently announced a merger with the UFC's parent company, forming a $21 billion... It looks like when a man is operating using 100% of his brain power at all times. It's like I'm perpetually taking that pill from Limit. Quite a lot of content covering fast food freakouts where entitled stupid customers have an absolute meltdown and go on a rampage over trivial problems with their order. And they range from like goofy and silly to downright sad and tragic. Like the heard whispers about this story a few days ago and talked about it briefly on stream, but a ton of information wasn't known about it at the time, and now a lot's happened with it since. So months ago, there was a massive story that blew up and became more popular and more well known than the Bible for like a week or 2. It was a police cheating scandal where a woman was accused of cheating on her husband with multiple officers on the force, and they were people. Florida is an incomprehensible wasteland, almost like something out of a fantasy novel, like Narnia, if Narnia was infested with drugs and human trafficking. But for me, we finished all 5 movies. There's no Twilight left to be watched, and being honest, I am actually pretty upset about it, because I know this series was so special. We will never again get to experience A franchise that ran this long and continued been wearing so many black t-shirts is because my white t-shirts were being washed and I forgot that they were still in the hamper in the laundry room, so I've just been grabbing black t-shirts after my shower. Get this out of the way right now. My voice sounds like a chain smoker who swallowed a bag of rocks, and there's not much I can do about it. But there's something I really want to talk about today. Nobody hates Nintendo fans more than Nintendo themselves. A rather goofy story yesterday that I'd like to share with all of you. It's about a man who drained his family's entire bank account in order to throw it